We're not going to beat about the bush here. The BMW 3 Series is a great car to drive. You know it, I know it, even Ben the cameraman knows it. And he's not even a car person. Now, we also know BMW's mainstay of 3 Series used to be diesels, but they're not quite so popular anymore thanks to the 2015 Dieselgate scandal and the UK government's encouragement for fleet users to pick plug-in hybrids. So if you're after a nearly new 3 Series and you can't afford or don't want to set aside the budget required for a spicier 6-cylinder one such as a 340i, then you're more likely to come across something like this BMW 330e. Now, we'll gloss over the styling because although there are much uglier BMW designs around, and BMW has done well to tidy up this generation of the 3 Series with its 2022 facelift, it's still not exactly the most elegant of cars. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so what do you get when you look beneath the skin? Well, you've got a 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine and an electric motor, giving you a total of 292 horsepower. I take that round the ring, the Nürburgring that is. The only downside is that the battery and the electric motor add 300 kilograms of weight, which is a bit like carrying 3 Tim Roadies around with you all the time and their luggage, just a little quieter. Talking of batteries, charge the 330e up at, well, anywhere with electricity, and you can squeeze 12 kilowatt hours of energy in there. And BMW says that is enough to go 36 miles on battery power alone. In the real world, it's about 20 to 25. And when you think that today's plug-in hybrids can do about 60, it is a bit old-fashioned now. Of course, the advantage of a hybrid setup like this is that you can mix and match between petrol, electric, or a combination of the two. And you can use the car's engine and even regenerative braking to put energy back into the battery. But if you want decent emissions-free range, the 2024 update of this car will do double the electric range that this car has. My voice is starting to go, have a slight cold, but it is not going to affect this video review. There are other plug-in hybrids that have really great range as well. Check out the Mercedes C-Class. In fact, we've done a review of that. And while I've got your attention, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you catch all of our latest videos. Anyway, you will forget all about battery and weight issues when you sit in the driver's seat of your BMW 330e because BMW still does some excellent interiors and the 3 Series Touring is one of the best. Everywhere you look, it looks refined and has excellent build quality, and all the control points where you interact with the car feel really good and are thoughtfully placed. I mean, I just love having a steering wheel right in front of me. No, I'm joking. This is a plus point of the car. And as well, because it's a facelift model, you get this long screen right across here where the infotainment touchscreen and the digital driver's display looks like one big long screen. It's lovely. Okay, so the climate controls are now part of the touchscreen, but it's very responsive, and we've still got the classic iDrive rotary controller, which you can use to minimise the amount of time you have to spend looking at the car's screen while driving. As for the screen itself, the tiled home screen is useful, although some of the sub-menus can be a little bit confusing. You do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto though, if you're after something which is a little bit more simple or you're used to it. In terms of equipment levels, it does depend what the original owner spec'd. However, if you go for an M Sport model, they all come with cruise control, 3-zone climate control, built-in sat-nav and heated front seats. The seats are brilliant and they are so supportive. There is loads of sideways lateral support for those of you who like to drive enthusiastically, well within the speed limit and while maintaining a safe distance between you and the car, etc. And they have also got these really premium trims such as this Alcantara here, which I just absolutely love. And while they are not electrically adjustable, there is still plenty of adjustment because BMW likes you to find the perfect driving position. And you can do that with the amount of adjustment in the seat and the steering wheel. But I'm going to the back seats now anyway. Now I'm here, it's pretty good. I've got my own climate control here and also 2 charging sockets, some footwell lighting so that I can admire my shoes, and cup holder and comfortable seats, and of course plenty of legroom and headroom. As for the boot, well, there's a decent 500 litres in the regular car, which is pretty much bang on par for the course with this sort of car, although a Volvo V60 will give you a touch more room. That's right, the sharp-eared among you would have noticed that I said regular car, and that's because this being the plug-in hybrid, there's a load of battery stuff under here, which means that the boot space goes down to 410 litres, which is obviously not as big as 500 litres. I will point something out. This split tailgate here has been a BMW 3 Series Touring signature for many years, and it's really useful for putting small items in the boot or for talking to you out of. Anyway, forget split tailgates, it's time to talk about another BMW trademark, and that is driving fun. On the outside, it looks like a normal, everyday family estate. But if you love driving, then you will find this almost as satisfying as a sports car. It has got 50-50 weight distribution and that classic rear-wheel drive feel. So it feels pretty agile and is very enjoyable to drive. This M Sport version suspension, meanwhile, is firm but not uncomfortable, and if you happen to have a lot of Tim Roadies on board, the suspension knows this and will automatically firm up a little to keep the car well controlled. This, combined with a well-weighted steering setup and smooth gear changes, makes the car feel just as comfortable on a motorway as it is on a winding country road. We know from experience that the extra weight of that battery pack does dull the car's handling slightly, but that is the case with all plug-in hybrids. Which leaves us with the power unit itself. Most of the time it's got a maximum power of 252 horsepower, but if you select something called Extra Boost in the sport driving settings or select S or M settings, you'll get 292 horsepower for up to 10 seconds under kickdown. So how does that feel in the real world? Well, pretty effective, and the numbers say it's just as quick as a 330D, and my senses tell me the same thing. And the transition between petrol and electric is impressive too. So with the balance of emissions-free motoring when you need it, the range of a petrol car when you want it, and the performance you hope for from a BMW, this is the ideal 3 Series, right? Not quite voiceover, Rebecca, because that battery weight really hurts the fuel economy. Once you run out of electric juice, which as we've learned happens quite quickly, then you're looking at around 30 miles per gallon. So if you're after a long hauler, you probably ought to seek out a diesel version. But if you're just doing lots of short trips to the shops and work, then this could be the answer. In the end, as with so many plug-in hybrids, it feels like the BMW 330e is built for a tax break, which is fine if you're in the market for a company car. However, if you're buying it as a second-hand purchase and you're a private individual and you're not benefiting from those benefit-in-kind tax breaks, then you better be sure you're mainly doing short journeys.